The 2017 Cadillac Escalade. What you are looking at is one of the most expensive models General Motors has ever made, and yet it is an SUV that has been around since 1999. I'm Jay, and welcome to the latest episode of Carbuzz Unboxing Reviews. And before I get started, I want to thank Woodland Motors for letting Carbuzz come on down and film this Escalade for you today. So, the Cadillac Escalade. Well, as many of you know, it has been around a long time, like I said, since 1999, and it's come a long way since that first generation model, which I don't know if any of you remember, it was really nothing more than a rebadged GMC Yukon Denali, and the reason why it was a quick rebadging job was, well, Lincoln had just come out with the new Navigator, and General Motors and Cadillac were like, well, we got to do something fast, and we don't have enough time to really develop something unique. So the easiest thing to do was rebadge that Yukon Denali. But it was the second generation Escalade that was when the SUV really started to become its own. And it's just continued till this day. This is, like I said, the fourth generation model. It arrived for 2015, and more importantly, this particular one is the top of the line Platinum trim with four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive with the rear wheels as standard, and it costs a couple $1,000s more to get four-wheel drive, but I really recommend it because you have to remember something about the Escalade. It is a pure SUV with a body-on-frame construction. It's not unibody like so many other so-called SUVs are today, kind of like the Ford Explorer. Well, that's a unibody. Believe it or not, it's based on the same platform as the Ford Taurus, which, going back even further, is a Volvo platform, but that's another story. But anyway, so let's look at this interior here, because just a few years ago, I would never believe General Motors would be capable of creating something like this. This is all real wood trim, real leather, and the overall quality it's good, but when you compare the quality of the leather and the stitching to something, like the Land Rover Range Rover, or even the Mercedes G-Class, it's just not quite there. But I do like the design of this interior. They call this Tuscan Brown, and yeah, it's very attractive looking. Now, some of the things that I don't like about this interior, and I mentioned this on my unboxing reviews of the Cadillac CT6 flagship sedan, as well as the ATS-V Coupe, is that the dashboard, which you'll see shortly, it's got some shiny plastic bits styling on there that I don't think it's really appropriate for a car that's supposed to be this premium luxurious. It's a little tacky to me. So this is the standard length Escalade. You can also get the Escalade ESV. It's an extended body version. It's pretty much a souped up Chevrolet Suburban. Now you can also get captain's chairs here, but this has a regular second row bench. And as you saw, yes, there is a DVD entertainment system in the front seat headrests. Now, what's also nice about this leather is that it has Napa leather trim as well. Ah, that's so cool. The electronic running boards. They're really handy. The step-in height is pretty high. I do recommend them, but man, they're just so much fun to watch open and close. Yeah, so here's the dashboard I was talking to you about. And if you take a look at it, you see some of that shiny black plastic, which it's nice, but then again, I would love for it to be maybe more brushed aluminum, stuff like that. If Cadillac wants to charge so much money, and when I get to pricing, you'll understand more what I mean, for their cars today, I think its dashboards need to look a bit more premium. It still looks a little too generic GM to me. And this is a leather-covered steering wheel. It's heated. Front passenger seats, driver's seat and front passenger seat are both heated and cooled. And this is Cadillac CUE infotainment system. And again, it's the same system found on the CT6 and the ATS-V and the CTS, the rest of the Cadillac lineup, and generally speaking, it's pretty good. It's relatively user-friendly. Now, compared to BMW's iDrive or Audi system, I'd say maybe the BMW's is a little bit better just because BMW's had more experience with these infotainment systems over the years, but the CUE is quite good. All the inputs were relatively fast, no real serious rebooting issues to speak of. So some other interior features here is there's a 16-speaker Bose cabin surround sound system, Sirius XM radio. This is, again, this 8-inch screen that also has navigation and Apple CarPlay capability. There's also wireless charging, Bluetooth, and streaming audio devices compatible as well. And there's also a 4-inch color head-up display. And in terms of heads-up displays, sometimes I find them kind of annoying, but over the past few years, they've gotten to be a bit better. And you also have the dual zone climate control for both front seat passengers. Second row passengers too can also control their own climate settings. And again, this is a full-on luxury vehicle. For an example, power adjustable pedals right there. You don't get that in, well, more base SUVs. But then again, all SUVs and trucks, as you see my reviews of the Ford F-150, the Dodge Ram 2500, they're all getting so luxurious and expensive. And it's hard to imagine that at their core that these are work trucks. Look, you got to understand, the Cadillac Escalade here, it has the same basic underpinnings platform as a $23,000 Chevrolet Silverado. Bear that in mind. But then, of course, Cadillac comes along and they just add all of these features and the price just gets jacked up so fast. But the question is it worth it? I'll get to that shortly too. And some of the benefits that Cadillac owners get when they buy an Escalade is they also have a 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot, OnStar with a 5-year service plan, 4-year premium care and maintenance, 4-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. Basically, Cadillac takes care of their Escalade owners. And something else about Cadillac you should know too is that it's trying to really operate on its own, separate from the rest of General Motors brands. It has its own headquarters in New York City. They're coming up with their own uniquely designed showrooms, and the thing is, Cadillac is just going after the German automakers, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, and it's cool to see that investment. And I think Cadillac still has a few more years to go in terms of refinement, such as those the cheaper dashboard plastics. But again, this is real wood throughout. It's not fake, so good start right there. So let's talk safety. Now, all cars today, there's a lot of government-imposed safety regulations that they all have to meet, and this one is no exception. You have dual-stage driver and passenger airbags, side impact airbags, stability control, traction control, tire pressure monitoring systems, surround vision cameras, side blind zone alert, and rear cross-traffic alert. And this is really cool. This is a 12-inch full-color reconfigurable gauge cluster. I want to point this out to you. The gear shift lever, as well as the other steering column stalk for the turn signals. Here's another sign that this, at its core, is a Chevrolet Silverado. Those are literally the same stalks you get on the Silverado. The Silverado is a fraction of the price, at least the base model. And I think Cadillac should not be going into the GM parts bin for components like that. If it wants to be a true luxury brand, it needs to have its own components. It's just my opinion. I think some might disagree with me because, look, it's about saving money. But still, when you see the price, again, of this Escalade, I think you will understand what I'm saying a little bit better. But these seats are cool. Those are 18 Powerway front seats with a massage feature as well. All right, the second row. Now, I wish this one actually had the captain's chairs because I think they're more comfortable and they're just more luxurious. But overall, the second row, there's pretty, decent enough space. You have your climate control, your input jacks right there. So no matter what, second row passengers are going to be comfortable. They have the DVD, rear entertainment system. They're going to have a fun time back there. And these entertainment systems, I remember when they first started coming out, and it was the German automakers who offered them, and it was just like, wow, I can't believe that you're getting this type of stuff in cars today, and now you're seeing so many other cars, even not non-luxury cars, offering entertainment systems, even Dodge Caravans. So it just kind of goes to show, again, that trickle-down effect from luxury cars to more standard cars, this base features you're going to get these days. The third row here. Now, if you're serious about using this third row on a regular basis, I really recommend getting the Escalade ESV. Again, that's the extended body version, because as you can see, the third row is tight. In fact, I'm not even so sure it's really, truly worth having. Just because, well, behind the third row, there's only 15 cubic feet of cargo space. Just to put that in perspective, 15 cubic feet, that's roughly the trunk space of a Honda Civic sedan. Yes, the power liftgate. Pretty much a standard feature on any luxury crossover or SUV today. But yeah, look at that. That's 15 cubic feet. That's not much. Now, it's cool that the third row seats, they fold down, they're electronic like that, but still, I don't think it's enough, especially if, you're going to Costco and you're hauling a bunch of groceries home. You're just going to need to fold down that third row. And speaking of going places, how does this Escalade drive? Well, actually, it's really nice. What is something that's really good about it, it has a modern suspension system. It's called magnetic ride control, and it's the same suspension system, or it's different updated version of it that you find on the Chevrolet Camaro SS and the Cadillac ATS-V. It is one of the best suspension systems in the world. Ferrari and Audi both offer their own versions of it for the 458 and the R8 as well, and you're getting it in this big SUV, and you're gonna be really happy that it's there because, well, this thing is heavy. It weighs 5,882 pounds, and there's going to be a fair amount of body roll, and having that magnetic ride control, it's going to just keep everything just a little more glued to the road. Now, this is going back to the cargo space here. When you lower the second row seats, I mean, you get all the cargo space you need. No problem. And what's also really good about the Escalade, because, again, it's body on frame, it's four-wheel drive, you can go off-roading in this, and it's going to want to play. It's not like a unibody crossover, with maybe the sole exception being the Jeep Grand Cherokee, where you're going to have to be a little careful going off-road here. In this case, no. Again, this is the same platform as the Chevrolet Silverado, which also underpins the Chevrolet Tahoe, GMC Yukon. I think you get the point. Okay, under the hood, this is a 6.2-liter V8 with 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic, and what's nice about this, it has cylinder deactivation. So when the SUV is carrying a lighter load, only 4 cylinders are running just to try to preserve fuel, which you get 15 miles per gallon in the city, 21 miles per gallon on the highway, and a combined 17. So yes, this thing drinks a lot of fuel, but then again, it's a nearly 6,000 pound SUV. Okay, so it sounds good, naturally aspirated V8, awesome. What's its performance like? Well, actually surprisingly fast for a car this size and weight. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.8 seconds. It'll do the quarter mile in 14.3 seconds at 98 miles per hour. It's got a top speed of 112 miles per hour, but it's electronically controlled, but I think that's more than fast enough for a big SUV. Now, exterior styling. Now, this is painted black raven, and again, because this is the platinum trim, it's the top of the line, you get the unique upper grille, 22-inch 9-spoke premium wheels with chrome inserts. The standard Escalade comes with 20-inch wheels, and these 22 inches are they're just massive. In terms of the exterior styling, I really like it. I do love this big chrome grille. I love the front LED headlight design. It's just, in your face, maybe a little bling. I can understand why some people may not like it, but Cadillac has just made so much money off these Escalades because of its somewhat outlandish styling, and there's no reason for them to not continue doing that. So let's talk pricing here, and this is going to come down to one of my main points, is that a base Escalade with two-wheel drive, rear wheels meaning, it starts at $73,965. If you want the four-wheel drive, that comes up to $76,565. But a two-wheel drive Escalade Platinum begins at $90,345, and the four-wheel drive version starts at $92,945. And this one has several extra features, just a few. It comes to a grand total $95,405 all in. $95,000. That is just an absolute crap load amount of money. Like, what's the competition? You got the Land Rover Range Rover that starts at around $86,000 to $245,000. Range Rover Sport, $66,000 to $95,000. Mercedes G-Class, little different. That starts at around $120,000. There's also the Lincoln Navigator, $65,000 to $78,000. The Infiniti QX80, I did an unboxing review of that as well. Loved that SUV. That goes for around $65,000 to $90,000. And then there's the Lexus LX, which is really just a rebadged Toyota Land Cruiser. I reviewed the Land Cruiser. I encourage you to check that out. But the Lexus LX starts for around $90,000. And yet this is more. And this is what I want to talk about here, because you can get a GMC Yukon Denali. It's the same platform, same engine, same transmission. Bear all this in mind. You can get that thing fully loaded, and that's the Denali, and it's very luxurious, for around $77,000. Meaning this Cadillac costs nearly $20,000 more for just getting a bunch of Cadillac features. I mean, it looks nice, a little different, but the GMC Yukon Denali is such a great SUV too, and you're saving $20,000, and you're getting, again, same off-road capabilities, same engine, same transmission, and plenty of luxury. So you do the math to see, well, if you're willing to spend the extra $20,000 for this, because again, GMC Yukon Denali, just like this, its base platform is nothing more than a Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck. Again, heavily modified, but still. So what do I like the most about this? Well, the exterior styling. I've always liked the Escalade. In this current generation, I think Cadillac designers just absolutely nailed it. It looks great. What don't I like? What I just said. At its heart, it's still a Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck, and then once you do the factor of the GMC Yukon Denali in there, it's getting harder and harder to justify a $95,000 SUV when you can get a fully loaded Yukon Denali for $77,000. It's up to you. But I know for a fact that Cadillac is planning to go even more upscale, and there's rumors that they're going to offer a twin-turbo V6 that's even more powerful than this naturally aspirated V8 in the near future. So expect for the Escalade prices to go up even more. So I'm out of time today. Everyone, thanks for watching. Any more questions for me, leave them in the comment section below. And be sure to subscribe to the CarBuzz Unboxing YouTube channel. So until my next video, I'll see you next time, and thanks again for watching.